Warning: this episode contains unsettling, skin-crawling, and possibly itch-inducing content about real-life parasites that squirm, burrow, and sometimes live where they really shouldn't. If you're squeamish, like me, you may want to, I don't know, listen in the daylight, or at least don't eat spaghetti while you do it.
Welcome to Mutant Hollow, where speculative science meets the deeply disturbing. Usually our episodes are big, sprawling deep dives into one terrifying topic, but this is a mini-episode, which means you get a rapid-fire sampler platter of horror. Think tapas. If your tapas were full of worms.
Blech! Today's menu: a handful of bizarre, unsettling parasite stories pulled straight from medical journals and nightmares. These are the kinds of cases that make you want to shower, twice, and then wrap yourself in bubble wrap. This is part 2 of our 3-part parasite series, where we keep crawling through the creepy crawly goodness. Just a reminder, there will be some gagging noises along the way. Don't worry, we'll keep them trimmed down for our sympathy gaggers out there, and for those weirdos who actually want more, we're saving the uncut gag track for the end. Real-life parasite nightmares. And now for some weird and shocking parasite case stories. I'm itching in places I didn't know I had. Is this how normal people react to horror stories?
That, or they just subscribe to our Patreon.
Let's go over some weird and shocking parasite case stories for our people.
Our peeps.
Okay, parasites have produced some of the strangest medical cases on record. True stories that sound like horror movies or urban legends. Here are a few stomach-turning highlights, perfect for a spooky conversation.
So the first one we're going to talk about is the tapeworm that gave a man cancer.
Ooh.
In 2015, doctors published a case so bizarre it made headlines worldwide. A 41-year-old man from Colombia who was HIV positive was found to have tumors in his lymph nodes, but genetic tests showed that these cancer cells were not human. They turned out to come from a dwarf tapeworm living inside of him. Essentially, the man's tapeworm had developed cancer, which is wild in and of itself.
What?
And those malignant worm cells spread into the man's organ, behaving like an aggressive cancer.
That's fucking wild.
So cool. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
This parasite-derived cancer killed the patient before treatment could be figured out. It's a 1 in a billion occurrence. A tapeworm with cancer infecting a human host and then giving the host the cancer. That's wild.
That's insane.
It's like really insane. It shattered assumptions that cancers don't jump between species. Imagine the shock the medical team must have felt. It's the ultimate plot twist of who's killing who. Parasite became lethal in a totally unexpected way. Thankfully, such an event is exceedingly rare, so you don't need to start worrying about your worms getting cancer. But it shows how parasites continually surprise us.
That is pretty surprising. And I think 1 in a billion chances. Does that mean 6 people on the planet will eventually get parasite infection where the parasite gets cancer? Or is that out of the number of people who have parasites, 1 in a billion of those will have parasites that have cancer?
Or is it of the people that have cancer, 1 in a billion of them actually have a parasite cancer?
But he didn't have cancer, his parasite had cancer because he had HIV, right?
Yeah, but then the parasite's cancer killed him. So it was his cancer. It was just parasite cell derived. Like it was spreading like the cancer always does, right?
Weird.
But it wasn't human.
But it was his parasite's cancer that killed him.
I have questions. I do want to know more. I'm fascinated now.
Yeah. I'm also curious. Okay, and Stacy was so fascinated with the tapeworm that gave a man cancer, she did a little bit of a deep dive into some of the data and information from this case report and study. Stacy, can you give us a little bit more information about this?
Yeah, we did the deep dive. Don't try to get out of this. We're in it together.
This is your fault.
It's all your fault. I was really curious as to whether or not the worm had died during all of this, or if the tapeworms were still alive. And apparently, during the course of trying to figure out what was wrong with this patient, they did find tapeworm eggs in the patient's stool. So they treated the patient with a medication to kill the tapeworms. But once they figured out that the genetic makeup of the cancer cells was not human, it was the same genetic makeup as the tapeworm that the human was infected with some malignant modifications that made the cells cancerous. They figured that out, and unfortunately they didn't have any treatment options, and the patient was quite ill, and so they died shortly after the diagnosis. What I really wanted to know was what was found on the patient's autopsy, but for some reason, nobody did an autopsy to find out if there was still an active worm infection in their gut, or if there was anything else strange or weird, which I was really disappointed by. I was really hoping that we would get a full autopsy report. Sad though, because we lost a really, really fascinating source of information by not performing that single test to put the story all together.
He's 1 in 1 billion.
He's one in the. I guess he doesn't need that much extra recognition. This is good enough.
Yeah, poor guy.
Or is it the patient? I feel like the tapeworm is the famous one.
Oh, yeah. Either way, poor guy.
Well, what they were speculating about was that one of the tapeworm eggs was able to insist itself outside of the GI tract, so migrate into other parts of the body, but it wasn't in the right place to finish its life cycle there. And something about the environment outside of the GI tract forced mutations in the parasite cells that then led to the parasite developing cancer. And the characteristics of malignancy for that parasite's cancer allowed the cancer cells to become malignant in the human body as well.
So this whole forced mutation thing makes me feel like zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. There's some zombie apocalypse vibes to this. There really is, yeah.
And the whole foreign tissue thing is if we got, let's say, a leucochloridium infection, for example, and since we're usually a dead-end host, but let's say one of our scenarios or one of our hypothetical hypotheses for a zombie apocalypse is an immunocompromised individual, then all bets are off because those organisms have a lot more leeway and a lot more possibility of, just like in this case, a spontaneous mutation because it's forced to adapt to an environment that it's not usually living in or adapted to, and some crazy stuff happens. In this case, a 1 in 1 billion chance. It still happened, even though it was unlikely, but that worm or tapeworm got cancer. So it's just a matter of chance before one of these organisms gets into us. And even though we're a dead-end host, historically, you never know when something might adapt to live inside of us and hijack our brain, if it's a brain modifying or a behavior modification type of parasite or infection, and you never know. Zombie, boom.
Zombie.
Hell yeah, I love
There's
it.
always a chance. You're saying there's a chance.
Life will find a way.
Oh shit, sorry.
Hell yeah. Can you play that little snippet? Can you play it from Jurassic Park?
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Hang on. Okay, here we go.
The history of evolution has taught us that life will not be contained. I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
Our next case study is the woman with a worm in her brain. An Australian woman who suffered memory lapses and depression got the shock of her life when surgeons found a wriggling worm living in her brain in 2021. Ew. The red parasite, about 8 centimeters and 3 inches long, was carefully extracted during brain surgery, and it was identified as a roundworm usually found in pythons, making it the first known human case. How did the snake's parasite end up in a human brain? Likely via foraged wild greens contaminated with python feces and parasite eggs. The patient had inadvertently ingested the eggs, which hatched, and then the larva migrated to her brain. This case has everything: a world-first discovery, a crossover from reptiles to humans, and the gross factor of a live worm curling around someone's neocortex. And as the doctor on one case said, "Oh my god, you wouldn't believe what I just found in this lady's brain, and it's alive and wriggling," quote unquote. Right?
I'm so sorry. Sorry.
Pretty cute.
Please continue.
I'd be excited too, though. I'm not gonna lie. If I was in there and I found that shit, I would be like, yes!
Yeah,
like,
everybody come and look what I just found.
A highlight of my life.
Somebody pulls out their carefully sterile iPhone to take video.
God, I hope they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the case of a real medical horror story that makes anyone's skin crawl, and it underscores that truth can be stranger than fiction and scarier. I feel like we already mentioned that, but maybe just briefly, huh?
We did, yeah. Just like a real quick side note. But I'm glad that we heard the whole story. And maybe, just maybe, we might be able to find some video of it. What do you think?
Can you do that? Because I cannot. I can't. Did you find one?
I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
Now let's move to Australia, where scientists say an 8 centimetre worm has been found alive in the brain of an Australian woman.
It has a lot of gravitas in a British accent. There's just a picture of the worm in a jar.
You could see the worm?
Yeah. They took a picture of the worm in and out of a sample container, and somebody was holding it without gloves on. She was 64. Oh, and she was immunosuppressed because of hypereosinophilic syndrome.
Let me tell you about some eyeworms and other oddities. I'm going to try.
Oh my god, I'm so proud of you.
Okay, we can't discuss weird parasite cases without mentioning the cringeworthy phenomenon of worms in the eye. One notorious parasite is called the Loa Loa filarial worm, often called the African eyeworm, because it can because it can be seen crawling across the eyeball under the skin. Oh, God. In 2014, for instance, a man in India went to the doctor for eye irritation and was horrified when surgeons plucked a live, squirming 7-inch worm from his eyeball's conjunctiva and was horrified. And in another case, a woman in Oregon in 2018 felt something in her eye and pulled out a translucent worm. She ended up finding 14 tiny worms in her eye over the next few weeks, a species normally only found in cattle. While these infections are treatable and not usually vision-threatening, the mere idea of a worm crawling in your eye is the stuff of nightmares. Anyone feeling phantom itches yet? Because I fucking am. And let's not forget the infamous brain-eating amoeba, Naegleria fowleri. It's not a worm, but a parasite protozoan that swims up people's noses in warm waters and causes fatal brain infections. This actually happens kind of a lot.
Yeah, it's not that rare.
Yeah, it says it's a rare tragedy, but it's not that rare. There was another lady, like a 90-year-old woman, that just had this happen not that long ago.
Nobody ever lives, right? Once you get that infection, you die.
It's a almost rare tragedy that nonetheless looms large in summertime lore and urban legends. From eyeballs to the brain, parasites have found ways into places that we really, really would rather them stay out of. Each bizarre case adds to the gallery of medical curiosities and cautionary tales that we swap around campfires or in modern times on podcasts like this one. I just want to say, if you're ever going to do a sinus flush with one of those neti pots or one of those water bottles, don't ever use untreated tap water or anything like that.
Yeah, you definitely want to, but you can also just go to the pharmacy and buy like a gallon of sterile water for that. Mm-hmm. Yep, and also the chlorine is really, really, really irritating to those delicate mucosa in your sinuses and your nose. The lining is very delicate, so if you're doing it with chlorine, you're just gonna make things worse.
Yeah, man, that made me feel queasy. Can we switch gears a little bit and talk about more of a household horror?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay. Let me tell you about Trichinella spiralis, although I know you already know about it. This roundworm lives in undercooked pork and gets into muscle tissues, forming cysts. And humans infected with it may suffer fever, muscle pain, swelling, and in bad cases, neurological symptoms. So the pork taboo kind of makes sense now.
Exactly. Across various cultures, eating pork was forbidden on religious or cultural grounds, a practice long shrouded in mythic reasoning. Unclean animals, sacred pigs, etc. A practical theory emerged in modern times that avoiding pork could protect communities from trichinosis, a nasty parasitic disease caused by the trichinella worms in undercooked pork. In the early 20th century, Jewish and Muslim communities sometimes explained their long-standing prohibition on pork by pointing out this health benefit. As one Jewish scholar quipped, "I was raised on the notion that abstaining from pork spared Jews from the dreaded disease of trichinosis." Indeed, before meat inspection and proper cooking were common, trichinella exacted a heavy toll, causing muscle pain, fever, and sometimes death. Whether or not ancient people consciously knew about the microscopic larvae in pig flesh, the cultural memory of pork makes you sick likely reinforced the taboo. Even today, the legacy persists in our habits. Many people still instinctively cook pork well done, a kitchen custom born from generations fearing worms in their supper.
And now a word from our sponsor. Tired of old boring spreads like hummus and guac? Looking for something that really sticks to your ribs and stays there? Try Mama Hollow's home-cooked tapeworm paste. That's right, crafted from the freshest intestinal hitchhikers, lovingly ground into a smooth wriggling blend. Spread it on toast, swirl it in your smoothie, or just spoon it straight from the jar. Don't worry, it'll spoon you back. Each serving guarantees hours of companionship and a lifetime supply of nutrients you'll never see again. You'll lose weight, lose sleep, and maybe even lose your mind. But hey, that's the beauty of Parasites, isn't it? Order now and we'll throw in a complimentary jar of Tapeworm Tapenade. Perfect for midnight snacks when you're feeling a little hollow inside. Mutant Hollow. Come hungry, leave empty. And now for some tapeworms and folk cures. Tapeworms, with the genus Tania and others, are long, ribbon-like worms that can live in human intestines. They have their own folklore.
One persistent myth was that you could lure a tapeworm out by holding a bowl of warm milk at the infected person's mouth, coaxing the parasite to slither up the throat for a drink. In reality, tapeworms latch firmly to the gut lining and won't be tempted by your dairy offerings. Sorry to disappoint any would-be worm charmers.
Oh, God. Hold on, my eyes are watering again. Another bizarre chapter in tapeworm lore is the alleged tapeworm diet. There were rumors that some desperate individuals, even high society ladies of the Victorian era, intentionally swallowed tapeworm cyst pills to lose weight. letting the parasite consume calories inside of them. The most famous story is the opera diva, Maria Callas. She used a tapeworm to shed pounds, allegedly. Recent research debunked this as a myth. Callas did have a tapeworm, but it likely came from eating undercooked meat and not a diet pill, and she herself joked that expelling the worm led to her slim down. Tantalizing tale of the tapeworm diet persists as a piece of weird weight loss folklore that highlights the extremes of human vanity and grossness.
I would totally participate in a tapeworm diet.
Would you really?
100%. Yeah. Problem solved.
Okay. Oh, God.
Oh,
We
dear.
did a whole tapeworm thing in parasitology class, and they said, oh, if you have a tapeworm hanging out of your butt, don't pull on it because it'll just break one of the segments, and each one of their thousands or hundreds of segments is filled with eggs, so you would just be releasing tons more eggs, and then the rest of it would retract back into your butt and spread the eggs and then make a whole bunch more tapeworms. And so that's kind of haunted me for the rest of my life.
Don't pull your worms out of your own butt. Phone a friend.
I mean, even if somebody else pulls it out, they have these barbed hooks on its head, so no matter who's pulling the worm out of your butt, the head is attached. So no matter what, you're going to get a broken tapeworm and release a bunch of eggs. So I think you should just medicate, right?
Under a human doctor's supervision. Do you like how qualified a human doctor? Like the doctor treats humans but is perhaps also human themselves?
I would definitely rather a
That's-
human than a zombie doctor
I don't know.
because their frontal lobe doesn't work as well.
I guess that's true. What about an alien doctor?
Yeah, I'd be down. They're probably pretty smart.
Smart, maybe. What if we just assume that aliens are smarter than us, but actually they're dumber than we are?
Oh, they created
Wouldn't that be
us.
a whole new world?
I'm pretty sure they created us and planted us, so like a little human garden.
Do you think that we are the parasite eggs and the Earth is the crab? And our alien mother stabbed herself into the Earth and smushed a bunch of us into it?
I do feel like we're kind of parasitic and damaging. As a vet, when you've treated animals with tapeworm, do you like pull that shit out, or do you like just give them some medication and have it killed, and then do the tapeworms crawl out of its butt to survive?
One of the ways that we actually notice tapeworms, especially in cats, is when their parents bring them in because they have little white rice-like segments all over their booty and in their stool. Which are those little the egg sacs. But the crazy thing about them is like they're not just a sedentary sack full of eggs. Like they have their own squirmy abilities and they wiggle, and they get like really skinny and then they can make themselves really fat. Each little segment is moving.
Oh God, I
So
hate
I
that.
like that.
I hate this.
Yeah. So we also don't pull worms out of butts, whether they're roundworms or hookworms or tapeworms. We administer medications to kill the hellman.
I hate this. Have you seen that video of the bear that has like the 20-foot tapeworm hanging out of its butt and it's just dragging along behind it?
Yeah, because what else is it going to do, right? I think that they get those from salmon, don't they?
I don't know.
Bear worms. Yeah.
Pretty gnarly. Okay, Stacy, can you tell us about this? I can't. You do it.
Yeah, allow me.
Thanks.
The next case report that we found for your listening pleasure is that of the 6-foot-long tapeworm snack. Like snack. This is good. Tapeworms are common parasites in humans. We've already discussed that. But usually they stay quietly in the intestines, causing mild symptoms. Not so for one unlucky gentleman in India who showed up to a hospital with stomach pain and left after doctors pulled out a 6.6-foot-long tapeworm. Just think about that. That's like 3 or 4 inches taller than my husband. I'm gonna tell him he's the size of a tapeworm. I'm sure he'll get a kick out of that. Dr. Cyriac Phillips recounted that during a colonoscopy, they saw something undulating in the man's gut. When they performed an upper GI endoscopy and they gently tugged, out came the Taenia tapeworm, inch by inch, through the man's mouth until the entire monster, as tall as the patient himself, was extracted. To visualize it, imagine a long, flat noodle that's 6 feet coming up your throat. Absolutely nightmare-inducing. Imagine it.
No.
The patient, fortunately, was sedated during the removal and recovered just fine and got a dose of anti-parasitic medication. I wonder if we can find a video of this one, too.
No.
I want to see these videos.
No.
Cases like this have popped up around the world. There's a bit of a morbid competition among doctors for longest tapeworm removed. I like those doctors. I want to meet them. The current record holders include a 37-foot whale tapeworm found inside of a person.
Oh,
Yeah, that's insane, right?
ugh.
These stories have a way of becoming modern medical folklore, shared in both horror and fascination, like the ultimate long, tall tale that just happens to be true.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
It's so good.
I didn't know that whales had tapeworms and then they would be whale-sized, and that's deeply fucking disturbing. I'm not okay.
I'm not okay.
This is not okay. None of this is okay.
I think it's all great.
Nope,
I'm having a lot of fun.
not
Super
okay.
enjoying that. This is really good.
No.
I wonder if we can find a picture of a whale tapeworm, like we have the bear tapeworm to share as well.
Can you look it up? Because I cannot. I will not. Please help.
Yeah, I'll look it up. Do you want me to do it right now?
Do it.
Or you want me
Do
to
it.
wait? Okay. Do you want me to send it to you?
No.
Tapeworm. Whale tapeworm. Yeah, it won't let me do it because I don't have TikTok.
Well, dodged a bullet there.
That needs to be a new clip that you put in all of our podcasts. That was really good. I like that a lot. Save that one.
The case of the creeping skin. A man returned from vacation in the Caribbean with what looked like a rash on his feet. Turned out to be cutaneous larva migrans. Hookworm larvae crawling under his skin. You could literally see the red squiggly trail moving across his foot as they traveled. Slowly, for days.
Yeah, Larva Migrans is the slow-motion horror movie of parasitology. You can watch your uninvited guests live, and no scratching won't help it. It just makes them dig deeper.
So picture this. You get back from the beach trip in the Caribbean. Your feet are a little bit itchy, no big deal. But then you notice a thin red winding line, like a drunk lightning bolt, crawling across the top of your foot. Oh, God. You press on it. It moves. You sleep. It moves again. By morning, the line has migrated a few centimeters. A living scribble underneath your skin. That's not a rash. That is cutaneous larva migrans.
Yep, hookworm larva on holiday. The usual suspects are A. Canthylostoma brasiliense and A. caninum, dog and cat hookworms. Their larvae hang out in warm, moist sand where affected animal feces have been. Bare skin touches the sand, beach nap, yoga, digging your heels in, and the larva says, a portal, and they penetrate the outer skin. But here's the key. Humans aren't their target host, so they can't finish their life cycle on us. They just wander the outer skin layers like lost tourists with a bad map.
And wandering means drawing. They literally draw on you. A red raised squiggly line called the serpiginous tract. It creeps millimeters to a couple of centimeters a day, itchy like poison ivy from the underworld.
Mechanistically, they're L3 filariform larvae. Once they breach the stratum corneum, enzymes help them glide in the superficial epidermis. Your immune system notices and freaks out, hence the flaming itch. Scratching? Not helpful. You can rupture the surface, invite bacterial infection, and sometimes it convinces the larva to veer and keep migrating. Pro tip. The track is the parasite's trail, not its body. You can't scratch it out.
Oh my God. So what does help besides screaming into a towel?
Diagnosis is usually clinical. The textbook wavy track on someone who has been barefoot on tropical or subtropical sand, or even a sandbox at home with outdoor cats. Treatment is straightforward and blessedly effective. A single oral dose of some medications can end the nightmare. Historically, topical medications could work for small lesions, but it's less convenient. I'm not saying the drugs and the drug doses. See a doctor.
Fair.
Some people have tried cryotherapy, but people that try to freeze the end of the line, please don't. The worm is usually ahead of what you see. You'll just freeze your healthy skin.
Love that the cure is take a pill, stop the squiggles. Hate that the squiggles were in there in the first place.
Same. Also, quick distinction for the parasite nerds. If the red line is zipping fast, like centimeters per hour, that's a different beast called larva curans, usually strongyloides. Cutaneous larva migrans is a slow creeper.
Let's talk prevention because my feet are itching through my shoes.
Shoes and barriers. Beach towels under your legs and torso. Rinse off. Don't lie on damp sand where animals roam. And for the love of all that is holy, please deworm your pets on schedule. Gardeners and plumbers who work in muddy, warm soils are also at risk. Gloves do help.
Speculative sidebar, if these dog and cat hookworms ever adapted to complete their life cycle in human,
then we'd be in trouble. Imagine tracks that migrate deeper, accessing blood vessels or lymph tissues. Add behavioral changes from cytokine storms or neuropathic itch, and you've got people distracted, sleep-deprived, and constantly compromising their skin barrier. It's not mind control, but it's host performance sabotage. Good news is, in our current universe, CLM is spectacularly gross but highly treatable. Seek care, take the meds, stop the squiggle show.
Ew. Note to self, never nap face down in the mystery sand again. Ugh. So if we're imagining a parasite apocalypse, all it would take is one of these species getting a little bit better at surviving in humans. Eye worms that go systemic, brain worms that jump person to person, skin worms that move faster. You'd have a population too grossed out to function.
Exactly. Parasites already have such mind control and host hijacking abilities in their natural settings. It's not a huge leap to imagine one adapting to humans and turning us into sluggish, itchy, zombie-like hosts.
You've been listening to Mutant Hollow. This has been your mini dose of parasitic nightmare fuel. You're welcome, or sorry. If you enjoyed this, you might want to get your head checked.
By a doctor, not us. We'll just make it worse.
Stay tuned for part 3 of our Parasite series, where hypotheticals meet even creepier crawlies. And yes, just a little bit more gagging.
Mutant Hollow, where science gets weird.
Like, subscribe, leave a review, and maybe tell us your parasite horror stories. No. Do not. Don't tell them. Tell Stacy. Stacy might want to read them, but I'll want to burn them.
Truth.
Facts.
Facts. Bye!
Bye! Ugh. So queasy. Thank God this is over, because let's never do this again, for real.
Never fucking do this again.
Yep. Yeah.
It's a gag track instead of a laugh track. It's a gag track.
Oh, padoom-sh. Can you do that? Because I cannot. I can't.
You can't. You seem distressed. Allow me to step in.
I am distressed. I need your help.
Yeah. I'm on it.
Don't send it to me, because
please.
that cat butthole thing that you sent me yesterday, still haunts me.
Did you watch it?
I couldn't. I clicked on it and 3 seconds in, I was like, oh, I'm done. Just the thumbnail was enough. That was enough. Not okay.
Oh, God.
My ribs hurt.
Here we
go.
go.
Oh, God.
I care about that poor python.
Aw, at least somebody does.
Sometimes I just like to scroll Google Scholar and just see what we can find.
Let's do some other motherfucking tapeworm shit.
Tapeworm shit? Alright,
I'm gonna try this, but if you hear me gagging, please help me.
I am here to support you however you need.
Okay, they have their own folklore. In
You
the past,
did so good. That was really good.
thank you, I can do this. One persistent myth was that I can't. Will you do it?
Yeah. I'm
Nope.
gonna stop laughing at your distress.
Don't laugh at me. It's not funny. I'm gonna clip my nose, but I don't know why, because it's not something I'm smelling right now.
But if it makes you feel better.
Oh, God. Hold on, my eyes are watering again. Oh, I don't know why, but parasites make me fucking cry. Or maybe it's just the gagging that makes my eyes water, but either way, not cool. Not cool parasites. Can you imagine if I had a parasite?
Oh my God, and then you had to have it treated?
Ugh,
Or you had to do something yourself to treat it?
I would literally, I would die.
I would literally die.
Oh, now I feel queasy. Okay, hold on, I gotta do my breathing exercise that you taught me.
Do it.
It's okay. I'm okay. And we're okay. We're doing
Are you
good.
going to be okay to edit this episode?
We're doing good. I did some of it earlier and I was getting so grossed out.
Oh, man. I would totally participate in a tapeworm diet.
Would you really?
100%. Yeah.
And you'd be totally cool with it? Because if I knew that existed in my guts, I would ask a zombie to tear my guts out.
Problem solved. No, I think I would do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And if it turned me into a zombie, that would be an added benefit.
Yeah, but you should definitely go to a doctor, because I did watch one of these Monsters Inside Me episodes where the guy was sitting on the toilet and he thought he was pooping like a string, and then he looked down and it was this white ribbon, and then he was like, oh, let me just pull on this. And so he started pulling on it, and it was like coming out further and further and further. And then he called his wife in and he was like, Susie, come over here with some scissors. And then his wife came with some scissors and cut it. And after she cut it, the thing wriggled back up into his butt and retreated.
I have been married for almost 30 years. There's no fucking way, unless I was dying, I would be like, husband, bring me some scissors. I would hide that shit from him. I would be like, hey, I'm not feeling great. I'm going to urgent care right now. Everything's fine. I can drive myself. You stay here. I'll call you later. There's no fucking way that I would ask that poor man to come in and cut the tapeworm out of my ass. I think that's a line that I'm going to draw. That's something that I'm going to go through myself, personally. No one else needs to know. It's like, ouch! Get out of here! Why are you hurting me? I'm leaving!
Oh no. This is horrible. I hate tapeworms.
Aren't we supposed to be a zombie podcast? What is happening? Isn't this about zombies?
Oh yeah.
What is happening?
How would this thing hijack your brain? I feel like the parasitic worm that hijacks your brain would have been a great topic to talk about zombies and hijacking your brain, but we got sidetracked with some butt stuff.
You're always getting sidetracked by the butt stuff.
Yeah. But what if, like, even one of those, like, castrating barnacles, what if that adapted to infect humans or hook onto our brainstem? What if it just attached the back of our neck right near our brainstem and it did figure out a way to, like, get us to grow its eggs for it and we couldn't molt anymore?
If I were thinking about which one of the parasites that we just discussed would probably be the most likely to zombie, I would say it's a hairworm.
Ugh, that's the Twilight
I
ocean.
say it's a hairworm.
Ocean jumper.
Yeah, that's the one that changes the host's behavior so dramatically to seek out its own death.
How do you identify tapeworm in your animals when you're doing that stuff?
If it's wiggling around its butt and it looks like rice, that's a tapeworm.
Are they that big?
Yeah, you can see them.
The eggs?
The proglottids are. You can see their eggs in a fecal sample too, but you can see their proglottids doing their wiggle around the butthole. Wiggle, wiggle. What is that sound? You know that sound? Wiggle, wiggle?
Gross.
I might be able to find a video too for our lovely listeners.
We have to share the one with the bear trailing like 20 feet of ribbons of tapeworm out of its butthole through the woods.
Sorry.
I saw a tapeworm segment fall right out of a cat's penis.
Oh my god, they're not wearing gloves. I'm sending this to you.
Don't send that to me.
I'm sending it to you right the fuck now.
Don't.
I am. Only because they're not wearing gloves.
They're not wearing gloves?
No, they're not wearing gloves. I'm sending it to you.
I hate you.
You did that to yourself.
You sent it to me. I can't just ignore your messages. Oh my god, just the thumbnail is vile. Now you have to send me like 3 to 5 text messages, so it's not like the very last thing when I pull up your name.
Oh my god, I'm never gonna text you again.
Ugh, you're the worst.
Oh no, you made me snort.
I gotta cover my nose. I don't know why, but I think that helps. Oh, my ribs hurt. Okay, I gotta do.
We're gonna take a break. We're gonna reconvene another day.
Okay.
You're doing great.
Okay. Okay, that was fun. Thanks so much for that.
Yeah, very glad to help. I guess deep breathing and
I'm never eating again, Stacey.
Well, that's an excellent diet. You can get real skinny real fast that way.
The tapeworm diet. Shit.
No, I lost my place. This is going great.
You're doing great.
Oh, this fucking microphone. Wow.
We're doing great.
We're doing great. This is really good. I think we should do this for a living. Fantastic.
Oh, man. I'm gonna try.
Oh my god, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Let's see how this goes. Because it can be... What? Maybe I can't do this. Because it can be
so good.
Skin. Oh, God. And horrified when surgeons plucked alive. Oh, my God. Squirming 7-inch worm from his eyeballs conjunctiva? You gotta be fucking kidding me. 7 fucking inches?
It's a big ass worm. That is a larger than average worm.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Okay, let me say that again, because I'm pretty sure me screaming isn't going to be great for the fucking podcast.
No, I think it was great. I think you should leave it in there.
Okay, and was horrified when surgeons... Fuck. Eyeballs conjunctiva. Okay, fuck it. I can't do it normal. And in another case, 14 tiny worms in her... She ended up finding 14 tiny worms in her eye. Yeah, man, that made me feel queasy.
Yeah, you're feeling real icky.
Ugh, you're gonna have to do your exercise. Hold up. Oh,
There's
it's
also
giving
a
me
pressure point.
Where?
There's
I'm
a
a
bony
human.
landmark. Okay, so it's called flooding. We're flooding you right now. Flooding.
With worms? Thanks. Hate it.
Hate it. Okay,
Dislike
pop
button.
culture.
Not okay.
Down. Thumbs down.
My creep and I'm itchy.
Yeah, parasites being me itchy too. Okay. Thin red winding line. Like a... You notice a thin red... Why am I like this?
You're doing great.
It's okay. We're doing great. Top of your foot. Oh, God.
You can't scratch it out.
Oh, my God. I need to wipe the tears out of my eyes. Pause. Ugh. So, it's so cool, though. It's super cool, but I have this physical reaction, all while being fascinated. What is wrong with me? Why am I like this? Okay. We are done. Oh my God, I'm sweating so bad. Oh my... Okay. This is great. Ugh, I think I have like a bubble in my esophagus. My stomach is making weird noises.
Oh no.
That's okay. We're okay.
We're okay.
Also, ew. Ugh. Can you imagine like a zombie coming after you and it's got the creepy worms under the eyeball thing?
Or every bit of exposed skin is just wiggling with red lines.
Oh God.
That might be worse than watching them rot.
That really grossed me out.
So,
And like, I know you're not supposed to damage your skin because it just makes the whole situation worse, but I would set my skin on fire if there were worms in it. I need a flamethrower.
can you get
Do you
those
hear
these
my
days?
Bola love story?
Fantastic books. The Hot Zone, so good.
My God. But wasn't that Richard Preston?
Yeah, but it just
Some of the best books ever, though. And it doesn't make me gag.
no. Does it make you get goosebumps and feel a little squirrely in your skin?
I get, like, excited about it. And I'm like, I wish my eyes would bleed.
I mean, it's a pretty fucking awful way to die.
I mean, it would look
I think-
so fucking metal, though.
It would be pretty metal. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you wouldn't be able to really appreciate how freaking badass you look because you feel so awful.
I would just take a selfie once my eyes started bleeding. I'd be like,
I think
cool.
That's a fantastic plan.
And here's my
hey,
legacy.
I look badass. In memoriam. Please put this picture on my headstone if there's anybody left to make a headstone.
Hell yeah. Bleeding eyeballs, big smile, thumbs up. Eee. Facts.
Facts.
I love it when I pee with you, sing you a peeing song. Do do do, pee pee poo poo, sing a pee pee song.
That's because you were still in the closet when I was in the bathroom. Brilliant.
My stomach's bubbling. You know that guy?
Yeah. Oh, it takes a lot for me to gag. If you ever hear me do that, we need to stop immediately. Because it's not going to go good.
There's only like one thing in the whole universe that makes you gag, though. It's not anything gross, actually. It's just drool,
It's
right?
It's really fucking gross. Ropey drool is... There you go. So gross.
So, always bring a towel.
You never know when you might need a towel, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because, I mean, if it's cool, I'm going to take a picture of it. If it's a cuterebro popping out of an eyeball, if there's maggots in a wound, I'm taking a picture of it because I find it very fascinating. But it makes it dangerous to scroll through my phone.
Gross. What did you say was coming out of an eyeball?
Cuterebra, the botflies,
Ugh.
botfly larva.
Say no more.
I mean, I can keep talking if you want me to.
Nope.
No.
Stacy, I don't.
Oh,
Sorry. That's horrible. I wish somebody would look at that for you. Somebody else.
And then, we'll walk by and he'll be like, so honey, about that couch. And I'm like, no, get on the couch.
Fuck your couch. Oh my God. Okay, why does my stomach make bubbles when I feel gross?
It's called borborygmi. It's just a term that defines gastrointestinal motility. And also, incidentally, one of my World of Warcraft characters when I was younger.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They
And
named a
Finwitty
WoW
and
character
Borborygmi.
after puking?
I named my WoW character.
Oh, you're adorable.
Yeah.
What were your characters' names?
Finwitty and Borborygmi.
You're adorable.
Way back when, so we did beta testing World of Warcraft, so I've been playing it, since, how long has it been out now? 20 years? I don't know.
Wow.
A really long time. But you could, when you created your character in the beginning, and many games you still do this. Nice to meet ya.
There you go.
Name generation, and that was the very first character, very first option for the random name generation. And so now it has been my character names in every game that I've ever played since then. Finwitty is the first character that I make.
Oh, you're so cute.
So shout out to anyone that's hung out with Finwitty online.
I remember one time you came to my house and you're like, ooh, let me squeeze your dog's anal butt glands. And I was like, that's pretty weird.
Did I do that?
Yeah, in my kitchen.
Oh, I do remember I did that for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she did feel a lot better afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So you're pretty weird.
I've got some unusual skill sets. There you go. God, the rants, the tangents.
The tangents, the anal butt gland tangents. How did we even get on this?
I don't even remember. Where did this come from?
I started burping because I was so nauseous and I was gagging, and then I started burping a lot. And then you call what is it called?
Borborygmi.
Borborygmi. Very cute. That is a cute name.
Good, yeah.
And then somehow it led to
Borborygmi, depending on where you're from. Your butt.
I hate that. That makes me feel ooey.
Rivers of blood.
Gnaw on that subscribe button like it's your last brain. Join the horde. Mutant Hollow. Don't worry, we're only mostly dead.
Bye!
Bye!
Can you make a zombie sound? Can you make it louder?